Welcome back to The Source. Last year, the former Canadian Niagara Power Company generating station became a stunning new tourist attraction in Niagara Falls. Soon, two other decommissioned generating stations could be joining that one. David Adames is here to explain. David, these two buildings again offer a pretty darn good location.
Well, in the old real estate adage, location, location, location. So of course, Toronto Power is south of the iconic Horseshoe Falls on the upper Niagara River, but right on the river. And that's the building that many of your viewers would have driven by over the years. And it's, the architecture is magnificent. The Ontario Power Generating Station is located in the lower gorge, north of the Horseshoe Falls, almost across from the American Falls. And, incredibly, it was built directly in the rock face of that lower gorge. But again, the views of the lower river, you'll be able to see the iconic boat tours sailing by, the zip liners landing just on the other side of the power station. Of course, a little glance over to our Journey Behind the Falls and our new viewing platform for the Niagara Parks power station as well. So yes, to your point, great location.
Architecturally speaking, these two are gems as well.
They sure are. So both are designated buildings. So the Toronto Power Station is a National Historic Site, and it really is that architecture designed by E.J. Lennox, who designed old Toronto City Hall, Casa Loma, and the Ontario Power Generating Station in the lower gorge is a provincially significant building as well.
These are going out now as RFQs, meaning that from the way I understand it, is that Niagara Parks is not looking to operate these yourselves as you do with the one that opened last year.
That is correct. So we're looking to the private sector to reimagine both locations. So it would be a design, renovate, operate, and finance model. So looking for that innovation from the private sector to think about a new guest experience for both sites. However, we will work very closely with the successful proponent or proponents because we do have that case study of the adaptive reuse of the Niagara Parks power station. So we learned a lot working in a former hydroelectric power generating station. All three are the same vintage. So they all date back to the turn of the 20th century. Interestingly, opened around the same time. So 1905, 1906, those are the dates that all three got underway.
Does Niagara Parks have any short list of certain types of things you'd like to see in those two buildings?
Well, again, it's outlined in the visioning document. We're trying not to be prescriptive so that we do bring those great ideas forward. However, in that visioning document, we talk about everything from a potential boutique hotel, banquet center, event center. Those are a couple of examples, and there could be an innovation center as well. So we just encourage potential proponents to go through the visioning document, study the buildings as best they can. But right now it's a request for qualification. So we're looking for companies that have worked on similar heritage buildings, that they understand the vision and uniqueness of what these buildings offer. And then also if they've got the financial wherewithal to back up that proposal.
David, what kind of response has there been so far to the RFQ?
Very strong response so far. So we're able to track everything through our procurement portal called Bonfire. So we can see how many document takers there have been. So proposals are due by June 24th. Questions as part of that process are due 2 weeks prior, June 10th. So a little bit of time to go on, but over the years, there's always been interest in those buildings. And it will be wonderful to see the day where we can take what right now are liabilities on our balance sheet, turn them into assets, and most importantly, turning them into a new use for Niagara Parks, for Niagara, for Ontario, and of course, provide some new revenue to Niagara Parks as well.
Some exciting times for Niagara Parks. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much, Mike.